Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney. Today is Thursday, October 21st. Thank you for being here for the top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. We start off with a very troubling update about the missionaries who have been allegedly kidnapped by a gang in Haiti. What we now know is that a member of that gang, which is being referred to as the 400 Mawozo gang, and he is asking for $17 million. He has told authorities in a video released that he will begin killing the members of the missionary group if his demands are not met. Again, this person has asked for $17 million, $1 million per person. The video was posted on social media, and it shows a person named Wilson Joseph, or being referred to as Wilson Joseph, dressed in a blue suit, carrying a blue hat, wearing a large cross around his neck. And he says in the video, "I swear by thunder that if I don't get what I'm asking for, I will put a bullet in the heads of these Americans." What we do know is that, according to reports, there are 16 Americans, 1 Canadian person, and 5 of those people are children. There have been conflicting reports about the ages of the children, but one report says that the youngest child is 8 months old and the oldest child is 15 years old. This person in the video also threatened the Prime Minister and the Chief of Haiti's National Police. He spoke in front of coffins that apparently held several members of the gang who were recently killed. We do know that federal authorities are working with the government of Haiti to try and bring these missionaries back to Ohio, again tied to a group called Christian Aid Ministries based in Holmes County here in Northeast Ohio. We are not sure how many of the people, if any of them, have more specific ties to the Northeast Ohio area, but this is a developing story, and we will keep you updated as more information becomes available. We also have just a bit more information in the case of Brian Laundrie, who is considered a person of interest in the murder of Gabby Petito, his fiancée. The two of them set out this summer on a cross-country road trip. Reports say that Brian Laundrie returned by himself. Gabby Petito's remains were later found out west, and a medical examiner had confirmed that she had died from strangulation several weeks ago. Well, now it's been reported that suspected human remains have been found. This was yesterday in the Carlton Reserve, which is not far from where Brian Laundrie's belongings were found. The FBI did confirm this. Those items that were found of Brian Laundrie's included a backpack and a notebook. This was in an area that was recently underwater, but it has emerged from the water. That's according to FBI Special Agent Michael McPherson. Now, this is the biggest development in the search for Brian Laundrie since he has not been able to be found as of late. He is considered, as I said, a person of interest in her murder. McPherson said that the evidence response team is on the scene using all available forensic resources to process the area, and it's likely the team will be on the scene for several days. McPherson says he knows a lot of people have questions, but they don't just yet have the answers. Of course, another developing story, and we will keep you informed on that as information becomes available. Now we have a little bit more information from Pfizer about the efficacy of its booster shot. Pfizer is reporting results from its phase 3 trial, which shows that the booster shot, when taken in this study 11 months after the second dose of the Pfizer vaccine against COVID-19, has a 95.6% efficacy rate compared to people who did not receive that booster. And also important to note, this trial was underway when the Delta variant was the prevalent strain of COVID-19, which is something that we have seen spreading quickly across the country. Now let's take a look at the latest numbers for COVID-19 from the Ohio Department of Health. In the last 24 hours, there have been 4,084 new reported cases of COVID-19. That is down from yesterday. Yesterday, we saw 4,574 new reported cases. Right now, there are 2,790 people being treated in the hospital for COVID-19, and out of those people, 807 of them are being treated in an intensive care unit. Now, both of those numbers down from yesterday. Here in Ohio, as the state anticipates a emergency use authorization for a COVID-19 vaccine for people in the age groups 5 to 11 years old, Ohio has allotted almost 350,000 COVID-19 vaccine doses for the people in that 5 to 11 age group. This is expected to come very soon. Governor Mike DeWine says that they are very, very excited about that, and more orders will be going in, he expects, as the week progresses. So that number could go up. Earlier this week, also, the Ohio Department of Health said that the Vax to School COVID vaccination incentive would also be expanded to include people in the age group between the ages of 5 to 11 years old. Now, when this first opened up on October 4th, it was limited to people ages 12 to 25 because those are the only people who were able to get the COVID-19 vaccine. What this scholarship program offers is the opportunity to win prizes if you are vaccinated within those age groups. Total of 2 million prizes here in the state of Ohio. That's a lot of money in the form of college scholarships. There would be 5 prizes worth $100,000 and another 150 prizes worth $10,000. A lot of money to go out for people who are willing to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Now, the FDA is expected to review authorization for a vaccine for the age group 5 to 11 years old on October 26th. That's coming up real soon here in 5 days. So we will know more information. Of course, as soon as we have that information, we will absolutely bring that to you as well. Now, let's turn to the big news of tonight. Tonight, the Cleveland Browns take on the Denver Broncos in Thursday Night Football, prime time. And we've been watching the players. Well, Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett, he had some interesting things to post. It was earlier in this season that he had posted about going sleeveless for a game, and then after that he was selected for something that he sort of jokingly referred to as a random drug test, using the word random in quotes, because he went sleeveless. And if you have seen Myles Garrett without sleeves on, his arms are quite large. The man has large muscles. So the insinuation there is that the NFL saw him with no sleeves on, took a look at his muscles, and thought maybe he was doing something not in line with NFL protocols in order to get his muscles that big. Well, he was subjected to a random drug test, as it has been referred to then, and then he went sleeveless again against the Arizona Cardinals for the second time, and again, the next day he got hit, according to his social media platforms, with another random drug test, and he was not happy about that. Something else he was not happy about it is that this time he had to do a blood draw, which is not something that he was very excited about. Here's what he posted. He said, "I go sleeveless 2 times and get randomly drug tested both times. I'd try 3 for 3, but they can miss me with the blood draw, not the vibe. Sleeveless Myles is retired." So, according to Myles Garrett, he will not be going sleeveless tonight when the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns play at First Energy Stadium. What you can expect, though, tonight is a great contest. That's at 8:20 p.m. kickoff tonight. This is 10 days before the Browns' first divisional game against the Steelers. That's coming up on October 31st. Today is October 21st, so 10 days from now. Now, this is a big game for the Browns because a loss here could have big postseason implications because the other teams in the AFC North, the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Bengals, they keep winning. So important for the Browns here to hopefully improve the record to 4-3 and not drop to 3-4. And here's some other things that we do know. The Browns will be out. They'll be without starting quarterback Baker Mayfield. Case Keenum will be filling in there because he's got that torn labrum on the left shoulder. Not the throwing shoulder, but a lot of inflammation there around the injury. So the decision has been made. Baker will sit out. Case Keenum will step in. Also, without running backs Nick Chubb, who has a calf injury, and Kareem Hunt, who has a calf injury as well. That's going to be a big, big change to that running game for the Cleveland Browns. We will see what we do there. But one person we will see back on the field tonight, potentially because he has been activated from injured reserve, Cleveland Browns wide receiver Jarvis Landry. That could be huge. Now, he has been out since the Week 2 game with Houston Texans with an MCL injury in his left knee. Now, in the first 2 games, he had quite a bit of stuff going on there. He's caught 6 passes for 80 yards. He ran twice for 13 yards and a touchdown during the first 2 games. So here's hoping Jarvis Landry comes back with a passion tonight and we see some of that on the field. Here are 3 things that the Cleveland Browns have to do in order to beat the Denver Broncos. This is according to our contributor, Danny Cunningham. The Browns have to create turnovers. They need to make a situation where they are forcing the Broncos to turn the ball over early and often. That's going to be forcing them into bad decisions is key there. Denver's quarterback Terry Bridgewater is questionable but is expected to play for the Broncos tonight. Now, he is thought of as a quarterback who is relatively conservative. So that means the big plays tend to be rare, but also so do the mistakes. But the Browns need to force those mistakes. Now, in his first 4 games of the season, he didn't turn the ball over once. But in the last 2 games against Pittsburgh and Las Vegas, he's thrown 4 interceptions and lost a fumble, and the Browns need to see more of that. So, Myles Garrett, sleeves or no sleeves, get to that quarterback. That's what we want to see tonight. Number 2, speaking of Myles Garrett, take another step towards that sack title. Right now, Myles Garrett leads the NFL in sacks entering Week 7. We're in Week 7 now. He has 8 quarterback sacks so far this year. He's been a constant force. We need to see him get to that quarterback and stop those passes, stop those run plays, stop it all tonight from the defensive end of the football for the Browns. Also, something else the Browns are going to need to figure out a way to do is find a way to run the ball effectively. Again, with Chubb and Hunt out, there's going to be a challenge there. Dearness Johnson will be making his first career start for the NFL. We'll get to see what he is made of tonight on Thursday Night Football for the Cleveland Browns. I am excited about it. I will be there. Hope to see many of you there. Hope to see you all cheering people on, maybe down in the Muni lot. And in other football news, the new president has taken over for the Pro Football Hall of Fame after David Baker has announced his retirement a couple days ago. So now Stark County native Jim Porter is stepping up to run the Pro Football Hall of Fame down in Canton, in my hometown. Here's what he said. He said, 3 years ago, I was asked to be on the board, a Canton kid who loves the Hall of Fame. I teared up at that point. So you can imagine the emotions that we're going through when I was asked to take over, of course, referring to as taking over as president. So congratulations to Jim Porter. We look forward to see what you do with the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And if you are paying attention to what's going on at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, there is a brand new baby on the scene, a little Joey, a baby koala. He can be seen at the Gum Leaf Hideout inside the Australian Adventure. This is the second Joey for Mom Mackenzie and Dad Nayunbi. I think I'm pronouncing that properly. I hope that I am. I think it's either Nayunbi or Nayunbai. We'll get a check on that. Here's what zookeepers said. They said that the zookeepers first noticed movements in the pouch on Mackenzie back in April, and the Joey has now officially left the pouch, climbing around on Mom, and guests can see Mom and Joey on the even-numbered calendar dates during regular zoo hours. So if it's an even-numbered calendar day, so not today, but tomorrow, for example, the 22nd, you can see that little Joey crawling around during regular zoo hours at the Cleveland Metro Parks Zoo. One more thing before we go here. We have to have a quick conversation about that new Ohio license plate. A lot of people weighing in on the design. There's a lot going on there in this design. There's a cornfield. There is the Wright Flyer. That's been a big topic of conversation. There's a banner that says, refers to Ohio being first in aviation. But here is the issue that a lot of people are pointing out. A lot of people are saying the plane is flying backwards. What one person tweeted was that the stabilizer on the Wright Flyer was in the front of the plane. The graphic shows the banner being pulled from the front of the plane on the mock-up that was shown from the license plate today. Now, I am not a plane expert, so I cannot confirm or deny that's true, but a lot of people seem to be saying it. Also, there's just a lot going on in that design. So I'm going to say just not my cup of tea in general, even, despite the inaccuracy. Love to hear what you have to say about it. Are you excited to get this new license plate if and when you have to get one, or are you happy to be able to hang on to your old one for as long as you're able to hang on to it? Let me know. You can always shoot me a message, _Stephanie Haney on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/the Stephanie Haney. That's it for your 3 News Now update today. I'll see you tomorrow with more 3 News Now.